Become a legend. Become a Helldiver.
Helldivers came out this year, and boy, is it the best live service game ever made. I know that's a big, tall order, what with all of these incredible, I can't even go through with this bit. They really have... Live service is such a shit genre. It's just, so many microtransactions. Ugh. Ugh. Let's talk about why Helldivers is the best one. There's a whole bunch of reasons. In fact, there's
6
reasons. What are you talking about? My mouth totally moved. I said that. I said that. It was me. I'm the one that said the correct number. Not you. Not Cleverbot. Was Cleverbot the one that I dated? Shit, it's been so long since I filmed that video. Anyway, we'll just start off with the main reason first. It's an actual live service. So what a live service game is, and has been in the past, for any that don't know, is basically any game that doesn't really come out complete and is meant to grow and change in some ways. These are some examples, as I mentioned earlier. For instance, Valorant continues to get, like, new playable characters and new maps and new modes. That's what live service means. It also usually means that there's a battle pass that they want you to spend money on. Now, originally, live service games were invented to be a way to keep a game alive longer than it had any right to be going. And I don't hold that against the companies that make them. That, on its own, completely fine. Wanting to breathe some fresh life into your game with a new update that changes some things, totally respectable idea. The problem is with stuff like this. Escape from Tarkov recently released their Otherworld Unheard of edition? I don't know, some new edition, here's the real name of it, for 250 American schmackaroos. And the problems with this is, it is so blatantly, clearly pay to win. Pay to win is the worst thing in gaming, full stop. And I'm sure all of you know, but for the very few that don't, pay to win means exactly what it sounds like. You pay money to have a better chance at the game. In this specific example, what that means is people with this bundle get high priority matchmaking, so they literally get into games faster than us peasants that are free to play. Or not free to play, the base agreement. I don't know what the price of Tarkov is at a base. This number versus this number with the added 250 to have the premium. It also means the main conceit of that game is get in, get some loot. If you die, you lose all your stuff and other people get to loot you. With this new bundle, you can fully skip that mechanic. Picking, I think I saw that it was at least one thing, but I think a couple of things to just keep on death no matter what. That's shitty. That's literally just paying, frankly, an absurd amount of money for anything in a video game. First off, 250 is an outrageous price. That's console money. You could get a somewhat recent console for that. Not whatever the news releases, but I'm getting off on a tangent here. The point is, that's shitty that you're able to just fully say no to the main hurdle of the game. To put that into any other genre's perspective, imagine if you were playing Tears of the Kingdom, and you find one of those stupid little Koroks and he pops up and goes, "Yeah!" But instead of just that, he tacks on, "I'll tell you where the other Koroks are, for $1. How many Koroks are in either of those games? $1 each? That seems like a fair trade, right? Save you the trouble. Or even better, it's, yeah, I'll kill Ganon for you for 30 bucks. It's just fully avoiding the main point of the game by paying money. The other shitty thing about this whole Tarkov situation is apparently at some point in the past there was a all future expansions bundle where you just pay this much money to get all of the content in all future bundles. And now that this new super pack thing has come out, they've seemingly completely forgotten about that. To the point where when questioned about it, they were like, here's this little piece of it, but you still don't get everything. even though we said you'd get everything when we took your money. That should be illegal. That's false advertising. We should sue. Not we. I have no stake in this game. I don't play fucking Tarkov. But the people who do play Tarkov and bought that bundle should sue. That's for real. That feels like a false advertising claim that you could win. Anyway, enough about Tarkov and them setting their own studio on fire. We're here to talk about Helldivers and how they're actually doing it phenomenally. What they are doing in their live service game is a real-time, player-involved story. What I mean is, in Helldivers, there is the entire system of planet maps, and in real time they have what's called a game runner, a game master. His name is Joel, and we hate him because he constantly fucks us over, but that's part of the fun. Who is deciding what the robots and the bugs will do at any given time. Now, this doesn't mean that he's controlling, like, literal AI in a fight. That's standard. What it does mean is he is deciding which planets get invaded, how hard, what we as a player base need to do to succeed at the next major order. The major order system is what's coming down from the president of Super Earth to basically rally the troops and say, hey, this is the thing we need to do to defend our way of life, for liberty, for democracy, managed democracy, of course, the best kind. And that's fantastic. Partially because it's a good way to get everyone to be like, yes, this is the thing to do, and we need to work together, because you can't do it alone. It really sells that you are a member of a military, because there's no, like, big hero moment of, you're gonna get in and liberate a planet by yourself. That's just not how it works. You have to work as a full community to get shit done. And that has bit us in the ass several times. There have been a lot of, pretty much every time we failed a major order, it's been because the community cannot get organized. We're either spread too thin, or the fucking bug-only players refuse to leave bug space, or the creekers refuse to leave the creek. Anyway, the point is, the story of the game and the things that we get adapt and react in real time to how we perform in the game. Clearing X planet unlocks this thing, and if you don't do it in time, you're not going to get this thing. The most recent major order was liberate these 2 planets. There are civilians there and they're trapped, and they have new technology, but you've probably only got time to save one of them. So we decided as a community which new unlock we wanted more, and saved them first. Do I agree with what we picked? No. But, you know what? That's democracy, baby! So that's great. That's the perfect way to use a live service model. Do something that engages the community, rather than just, here's a new schmeckle of content. Here's 1 extra scoop of gruel. Here's $250 so you can play the game in a way that it wasn't intended to be played. Tarkov! Anyway, I'm really mad about this for a game I've never played. The other thing that I hate about most live service games, and I'm sure I'm in the majority here, is microtransactions! Everybody hates them. $20 for a skin, $30 for an emote, whatever the fuck's going on with mythic skins in Overwatch. Ugh. There's nothing I hate more than paid-for cosmetics. There's really nothing I hate more than paid-for anything in a game beyond the game itself, but whatever. I have a friend. I have a dear friend, named Solus, link to her channel in the description, who I am about to put on blast, and I'm a little bit sorry, has spent over, I think, last I heard it was $2,700 on Valorant skins. At the time, she had just about all of them. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you how to enjoy games in the ways that you want to. If it makes you happy, do it. That's fine. But if I have this gun in a game, and you give me the option to have this gun, but in blue, or with a little thing out here, and maybe a fancy little animation, that shouldn't be more than $5. That should, first off, that should be something you can unlock for free, but that should never be more than $5. Maybe 10 if you're getting a whole bunch of things out of it. But if it doesn't do anything other than look different, there's no way to justify spending more than, I don't know, $20 on one gun? On one gun. That's insane to me. I can't believe we've let Riot get away with that. I can't believe we've let anyone get away with that. Fortnite skins, Overwatch skins. Overwatch has 6 currencies now. Do you know that? Overwatch has 6 different currencies, and I'm pretty sure you can only earn 2 of them. I don't know what to do about that. Other than we as a community of gamers need to rally around this and stop buying things until it at least is made cheaper. Anyway, back to Helldivers. There are technically microtransactions in Helldivers. You can buy super credits for what I would call a pretty reasonable price given the amount. But you can also earn them. And not in the like premium mobile game way where like watch an ad to get 1, you need 400 to buy the fancy new dragon pet. I don't fucking know. Nobody watched my mobile games video anyway. That one did. Wow, that did bad. Anyway, in Helldivers, they're called super credits, and you can find them in the world anywhere from 10 to say 50 in one mission. And it's kind of challenging to get them because you gotta go out of your way and find something that's hard to find, and occasionally it'll be the bunker of friendship, and you need 2 people to teamwork, and everyone knows teamwork is the hardest thing in gaming if you're not playing with your friends. But the point is you can get them, and you can get them by the 10s, and it stacks up pretty quickly. To the point where, at the time of recording this, there have been 3 separate war bonds, which is effectively the battle pass for Helldivers. They cost 1,000 super credits to get. I have all 3 war bonds, and I have not spent a cent on super credits. I haven't needed to. I've been able to go out and work for them myself. And if you want to just buy super credits, sure, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Supporting Arrowhead is fully worth it. If you're looking to support the company, then I get it, because they've created an incredible product. But if you're just hounding for either pay-to-win stuff or being abused in the new skins department, then I feel bad for you. This is getting a little more mean to the player than I wanted it to. So we're gonna move on from that. Arrowhead said trans rights. And we love them for that. There was no beating around the bush. Here's the story. So there is an official Helldivers Discord with members of the obviously the community, but also like run by the company. It's not a fan server, it's the official server. And someone in that server said, hey, I think it would be cool if we could, as one of the like profile backgrounds that you can unlock in the game, if eventually we got something that was maybe leaning towards or showing support for like the trans community, LGBTQ plus flags. And then someone else went, that's a stupid idea. This is a fictional game. We shouldn't be bringing gender politics into this. That's fucking stupid. And that guy was immediately banned. No bones about it. Arrowhead dropped the ban hammer, said, fuck you, trans rights. That's completely an acceptable thing to be in this game. And admittedly, we haven't seen the banner yet, but I'm sure it's coming. And regardless, fuck yeah, it's always refreshing to see a company of any size take a definitive stance, rather than just, yeah, we're gonna release the rainbow beer for Pride Month, and we're also gonna continue to sell it at clan rallies or whatever, I don't know. Just fully like, we're gonna pander to every demographic, the horrific racists and the not that. So it's refreshing to see someone take a definitive, no, we're gonna stand by what we believe in, even if it loses us customers. We're putting our money where our mouth is. Trans rights, fuck yeah. Moving on. The commitment to the bit is phenomenal. It's so good. Everything that they tell us is from the perspective of Super Earth. And for those that don't know, Super Earth really isn't a great place. It's not just Earth. It is the coalition of planets that we have control over. And it's, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm sure you do if you're this far into a video about Helldivers, but it's basically Starship Troopers. We're pretty supremely fascist in Helldivers. It's like, don't question authority, do whatever the president of Super Earth tells you. Managed democracy is literally you take a survey and then people vote for you because they know best. So, not to be undemocratic, but it's we're doing fascism. But we're also doing exceptionally heavy propaganda, as is the nature of fascism. A lot of this is shown in the dialogue and in the loading tips. One of my personal favorites is don't drink and drive. Mainly because the first time I saw it, I thought it said don't drink and dive, which I'm really sad about because that is a better joke. Anyway, not the point. The point is, anything from the Twitter account, patch notes, every means of communication is directly in character. It's always like, hello divers, Super Earth thanks you for your commitment on this. The best example I can give is every so often when there's a new enemy type or something like that, they will like leak it into the game slowly. For instance, this is a Shrieker. It's the worst thing ever created. But a couple of people saw them and even got videos of it before they were officially released into the game. Not like from a data mine or anything, but literally from seeing them out in the game. And when this was brought up, the official Twitter account was like, any rumors of bugs with wings are the work of dissenters trying to distract you from the pursuit. Everyone knows bugs can't fly. And then a week later, the flying bugs were released en masse. Stuff like that is great. Whenever you're willing to commit to yourself, not from a, like, here's the thing that the game needs, but when it's clear that the devs are having fun with the community, that gives me a lot of faith in the longevity of how it's gonna go, and that it's not just like, we're gonna put on a face so that you spend more money, and it's the realistic, we want to facilitate a good time, we're excited you're having a good time with this thing we're enjoying. Let the devs cook. Support more devs that are actually cooking, and not just pissing into the general zeitgeist of gaming. And finally, and this one's gonna be a little controversial, there's no PvP. None whatsoever. I'm so excited to have a live service game where there isn't any PvP, and I'll tell you why. I'm just not that good at video games. Listen, I like to tell myself that I'm gamer supreme, but realistically, it's just not true. And it's not true for a lot of you out there too. Especially those of you that don't get to play games constantly. Because there are some people that get to play games constantly, whether it's because that's their job or because they don't have a job. And you're never gonna get to compete with that. And so there's always gonna be that, like, the biggest percentage of Valorant players are in silver, is kind of my point. And a lot of them have no hope of ever getting out of there, simply because they don't have the time to commit to that. And that's not a personal failing. That's just a lack of time to, it's a hobby. You don't need to be the best in the world at, everyone can't be the best in the world at the hobby. But it does mean that having a space where there is no PvP, where you can go in and everyone rallies together rather than against each other. First off, it's done absolute wonders for the toxicity. There is next to none in Helldivers. It's for a shooter of any capacity, it's the least toxic gaming space I've ever been in. For example, on the Reddit, there was a post of someone who was playing with a buddy for like the first month of the game, and then said buddy passed away much sooner than anyone expected. And he was wondering if we could get if they could get the data from his account, since there was no way to log in, because he was sadly no longer with us. And I'm pretty sure the devs responded to that and like, yes, we can make something happen to honor a good fallen soldier, Godspeed. Like, in character, rest in peace, may he be remembered well. And then, the impressive part of this is, in the, like, replies to that, just oceans and I took a screen recording. So many of just the salute for a fallen comrade. Not a single, like, porn bot or anyone dissenting, all that all that shit that happened with Jacksepticeye on YouTube when his dad died, and he got a ton of things like, your dad's burning in hell, because people are awful. Not a word of that. Just 100% respect, Godspeed, may he rest in peace, salute the fallen. And every time I interact with his community, it's just more of that. It's so welcoming and open, and sure, every so often you're gonna get one little speck of like, fuck you, you didn't do this right, or whatever, or we should have gone to here, and yeah, we've got people that are stuck in the creek, and people that won't leave the bug planets, and that's whatever. But there's no, like, there's little to none active toxicity. Whereas in games like Valorant, or Overwatch, or League of Legends, it's just a cesspit of slurs and you suck, I'm great, and not willing to compromise or back down or any of that shit. You've been in that space, you know what it's like. And I do think a big part of that is because there's absolutely no PvP in Helldivers. It's purely a work together against the AI. My one thought is that it could be cool if there was a sort of PvP in that eventually maybe there's a dissenter faction, and so you can play on the opposite side. But even if that does happen, I wouldn't want it to be like 2 squads drop in and fight each other. I'd still want it to be PvE with opposing goals in like a tug-of-war setting. I do think one of, if not the best parts of this game is that there's no PvP, and I pray to God that it stays that way. So yeah, that's my take on Helldivers. I'm obsessed with it. I've played so much of that fucking game. Before the level cap got increased, I did hit it and unlocked everything, and now I'm doing it again because there's more. There will be at least 2 more Helldivers videos on this channel, both relatively soon, so get excited for that. There may be some other hell-related things later on this channel. That's coming up soon. Check out the Patreon if you want to see the blooper reel for this video, as well as other blooper reels, extended cuts. If you want to get advanced knowledge of what videos are coming out, polls and stuff. If you aren't interested in paying me money, which I get it, that's fair, come check out the Discord. We hang out in there, we play games together. I am gonna start doing movie nights again at some point in the future, and it's just a really fun place that I also try and keep very low toxicity. I've yet to see any. Check out some other videos while you're here. This one's pretty good. See ya.